All right, let's talk about the product roadmap. For a lot of us, it can feel like this dreaded, rigid list of features and dates that's outdated the second we publish it. But what if we thought about it differently? Today, we're going to flip the script and turn that roadmap into what it's supposed to be, a strategic compass that doesn't just show what's next, but more importantly, why. Let's jump in and turn that chaos into some serious clarity.
You've been here, right? You get that email or that frantic message. The pressure is on. There's a huge company-making deal on the line, and sales is telling you they just need one more feature to get it across the finish line. It feels like the most important thing in the world, and it needs to happen now.
But hang on. At the exact same moment, engineering is waving a huge red flag. They're warning you that the foundation of the whole product is getting creaky. If we don't pause to fix this tech debt, everything, every new feature, every sale is at risk. The whole thing could just grind to a halt. And to top it all off, in walks the CEO, absolutely buzzing. They've just had a weekend epiphany, a brilliant new idea, and they want the team to drop everything and build it immediately. So now you've got three number one priorities, all pulling you in completely different directions.
This feeling, this constant whiplash of being pulled from one fire to the next, it isn't just stressful. It's a huge symptom of a much bigger problem. This is what it feels like to live in the chaos of having no real shared plan.
And this chaos, it has a real cost, a heavy one. Without a clear plan, your teams have no shared direction, so they just end up building whatever the loudest person in the room wants. That, of course, leads to completely conflicting expectations between sales, engineering, and leadership. Promises get made that can't be kept, and trust starts to break down. You waste so much effort and burn through resources on things that don't matter. But the scariest part? Strategic drift. That's when, day by day, you're making decisions that pull you further and further away from your company's actual vision. You're working hard, you're busy, but you're not actually getting anywhere.
So, how do we fight back against this chaos? Well, the answer is the product roadmap. But, and this is a really big but, it's not the kind of roadmap you might be used to. This isn't a rigid, set-in-stone project plan. It's something way more powerful. This really gets at the core mindset shift we need to make. See, a traditional roadmap is like a street map. It's a fixed plan with turn-by-turn directions. It promises specific features on very rigid dates. It tells you exactly what to build. A modern roadmap, though, it's more like a compass. It doesn't give you a fixed path. It gives you a direction. It points towards strategic themes, uses flexible time horizons like soon or later, and most importantly, it always explains the why.
So here's a much better way to think about it. A roadmap is really a strategic communication tool. It's the bridge that connects your company's big picture vision to the actual work your teams are doing every single day. And look, it answers what and when, but that last word on the screen is everything. The why is the heart of a great roadmap. Without it, it's just a list.
Okay, to really make this compass idea work, we have to fundamentally change how we think about success. We have to move away from just building features and start focusing on achieving outcomes.
Think about it this way. On the left, you've got the feature factory. The whole focus is on shipping stuff. The example is build a new dashboard. Success is just, the dashboard is live. Check the box, move on. But on the right, outcome-based thinking is focused on impact. The goal isn't the dashboard itself. The goal is to increase user engagement by 20%. Success isn't when the feature is live. It's when that metric actually moves. The feature is just our best guess, our hypothesis for how to get there.
This quote just nails it. This is the whole shift in a nutshell. We're moving away from making these rigid, unbreakable promises. We will deliver feature X on this exact date to something much smarter. It's, we are going to solve this specific problem in this quarter. And right now, we think feature X is the best way to do it for now. That little for now is everything. It gives you room to learn and adapt.
Okay, so if we're focused on outcomes and our plan is supposed to be flexible, this brings up a huge question, right? How in the world do you actually decide what to work on next?
Let's put it another way, using our metaphor. If your roadmap is a compass, that's great, but you're the one holding it. There are hundreds of possible directions you could point it. How do you choose the right one?
And the answer, the engine that drives the whole thing, is this: ruthless prioritization. Honestly, this is the product manager's single most important superpower. You simply cannot do everything. So you have to make hard, deliberate choices about what's going to create the most value for your customers and your business. Now, here's a really simple but incredibly powerful tool to help you do just that: the value versus effort matrix.
Top left, you've got your quick wins. High value, low effort. Do these first. They build incredible momentum. Top right are your strategic bets. High value, high effort. These are the big game changers, but you've got to plan them out carefully. Bottom left, you have fill-ins. Low value, low effort. Do these only if you've got some spare time between bigger projects. And then there's the most important quadrant of all, the bottom right, the money pits. High effort for low value. Your job is to find these and avoid them like the plague.
And this gets to the heart of what prioritization really is. It's about understanding opportunity cost. Because every single time you say yes to one thing, you are implicitly saying no to everything else you could be doing. A great roadmap doesn't hide that fact. It makes those trade-offs clear, visible, and something you can actually defend.
All right, we're at the final and maybe the most crucial piece of the puzzle. The roadmap is not just a document that you create and then file away. Its real purpose is to start conversations and create alignment across your entire organization.
Seriously, a roadmap that just sits in a shared drive somewhere is basically worthless. Its power is only unleashed when you use it as a tool to get everyone from executives to engineering to sales on the same page, rowing in the same direction, and all understanding the why behind what you're building.
And a huge part of that is knowing who you're talking to. Your roadmap has a lot of different audiences, and they all care about slightly different things. Your executives? They need to see the high-level strategy and business impact. Engineering? They need to understand the themes and epics to plan their work. And sales and marketing? They need to know what customer problems you're solving so they can build their own plans. So how do you manage all that? It really comes down to 3 key things. First, tailor the view. Show the right level of detail to the right audience. Second, be proactive. Don't just email a link out into the void and hope for the best. Schedule time, walk people through it, and explain the why. And finally, set clear expectations. Be super honest about what's a firm commitment versus what's still a flexible idea. That's how you build trust and actually deliver.
When you get right down to it, a great product roadmap is a narrative. It tells a clear and compelling story about the future you're trying to create for your customers. So I'll leave you with this question to think about. What story is your roadmap telling right now? Is it a story of chaos and reacting to fires? Or is it a story of clear, confident, strategic direction?